Hello and welcome to the Benjamin Zulu Show. Now, this is the era of soft life. You know, baby girl, you want to be taken care of. You want. So mimi nashanga, those people who step on the side and be like, why are you allowing the man to take care of you? Why are you allowing the man to do everything for you? And I'm here asking, Zulu, is it a bad thing, you know, when they allow me to just stay at home and they provide everything for me?
And you know,
the
answer to that question is levels. It's true, the first duty of me as a man is to provide.
Yes.
All right, for my family. But now, there are many things in life, if you look them only on the outside, you miss a lot. And this is one of the principles of life. If you only leave it there, like I saw one page yesterday, some guys asking, why is it all about money? Can't we just love each other for free? That's another way of oversimplifying complex issues.
Okay.
When it comes to providing things to do with money, it is several sets of rules to set the truth at the middle. All right?
Okay.
So, this thing of providing, the first thing you know somebody has lost it is when a lady starts with, he provides everything. Which suggests by silent footnote, does that make you nothing? What are you in that relationship?
Oh.
So he provides everything.
Yeah, I wasn't looking at it like that. It was looking nice. Now you're making me second guess my wanting to be taken care of.
You know?
Yeah.
He provides everything. And on the one end, that could be a good thing, but it's also suggesting another absence of your own inclusion, effort, participation, teamwork.
Okay.
All right? So let's start here by saying this. There's no problem if a man is eager and willing to provide.
Okay.
That's the right kind of man you want.
Yes.
The one who's ready to take responsibility for his family. But again, the rule number 2 is, even if you're provided for everything yourself, you did not live only to consume or be taken care of. Although you can sit at home and take care of our children or take care of our home and I'm out here, but even in that context, what I'm doing to earn money includes the support I need. Yes. It includes the kind of backup I need. So how the money is coming in should not be by my work only.
Okay.
It should never be said he provides everything. You should say what we do provides everything for the family. That should be the right statement. What we jointly do. I may be the one out there in the field, but you're the one doing the backup, the active backup, to support so actively that what ends up coming has your effort in it. That way gives you a kind of sweat equity. When he brought the manna, he did not make it fall in the house. Did you ask yourself if it is coming from above? It could have come to the house. Why was it one day's journey away? Something called sweat equity. Even those people who do community development discovered that if they bring the tank and give it to the community, place it there, it would be run down and damaged. It wouldn't last.
Yeah.
If they come and give the things and go, build the school and go, it would never take up. They wanted the people, even if they're not contributing money, they should contribute sweat. God understood human psychology because he created us. Contribute sweat to develop a sense of ownership. So you bring the tank, ask them to clear the area, ask them to donate the piece of land they put it, ask them to provide the security, ask them to. So they say, no, I remember digging here, you can't damage this tank. I spent my day.
Absolutely.
Who own?
Yes.
What is coming to the family should have your sweat in one way or other, so that you can get a sense of rightful belonging and ownership, not donation,
Okay.
not free help. You are not, because the moment you're only on the receiving end, yes, it feeds you, but it also deprives you of any right standing to ask to be treated with dignity and honor as a partner. It makes you the receiver of donation.
Yes.
And whoever is donating is calling all the shots.
Absolutely.
Let's underline here, we're not emphasizing the woman must leave home and go work every day.
No.
Sometimes the family venture requires her to stay there and work on it. Is the other partner goes there. Our big word today is teamwork.
Okay.
Our big word today is not individually earning. Where we are moving, and you heard me emphasize, Mwikali, as you grow, aim at building a family empire, family business, family investments. They are the securest form of wealth on earth. But because wealth creation has not been big in Africa, it has not been advertised. But the Indians know it, the Americans know it, the Asians know it, the Arabs know it. And I told you, because of the individualistic, capitalistic way, Western mindset, we only look at the richest man on earth. You forget richest families. And I told you, although Elon Musk was given all those billions in terms of wealth, when they calculated, still the wealthiest family is in France. Number 2 is in Arab, UAE, somewhere in Dubai. They learn the concept of family. Family. And what they do is, sometimes they don't leave it to be jointly owned. They, in paper, assign you a certain worth, but they don't transfer it.
Okay.
In paper, they assign. So that you know your responsibility is 15%. You protect it knowing there is my 15% here. You know, when you meet it for board meetings, you're talking about growth, knowing you're growing together. Indian families don't apportion anything. In fact, they live together, eat together, same car, same them. They are very enmeshed, which I don't like, because they interview if you are live all together. But the other systems in Europe, in UAE, you know what you deserve, and you can actually take money from what you deserve and buy what you want.
Yeah.
But you never transfer it, because if you split it, it loses power. It's one building, we are renting it as one unit, but you know your worth is always 10% here. You own 70% of that. So we protect it together. So because of the Western individualistic, people, when you talk like this, they might think we are saying, split your thinking, go bring this, go bring this. If you have started to build the concept of family business, it is more reasonable for one of you who has a more bent towards business, who is more entrepreneurial, to start the attempts. Some of these experiments take many trials, and the trial can run a year too. So the guy might be the one attempting businesses, and some of them are succeeding, others not succeeding, and the woman might be the one out there doing consistent salary bringing, or the other way.
Yeah.
And this is a team. Our emphasis today is what? Team. If your sweat is part of it, if you are contributing actively, what does it give you? Psychological confidence.
Absolutely.
You know, it gives you that you are part of this team. The group we want to ask today to wake up, because they are sleepwalking through life, is also see it as a sign of that they are loved very much, that they are being denied to work. My husband won't allow me to work.
Babe girl.
He wants me, he will take.
So
what are you saying about me when you go out there? When people see you going to work, do they say, I'm unable to provide for you? I am able. What have you lacked? Can you stay? Just take care of her. Just be a cook for me. I mean, I am able.
Yeah.
That's the group I'm addressing today, and I'll give them 3 reasons, hopefully, to kick them out of their slumber.
The providers or
the takers. You see, the first reason is you are not created. You did not come on earth just to be wife. I'm using women because they're the most common in this narrative.
Yes, that's true. That is very true.
You came on earth for something more.
Yes.
Than just being provided for. You have a mission. God gave you gifts. You have a call. You have something to deliver. They usually use children as an excuse. And we answered that one quickly by saying the period that children need babysitting, every woman, whether you are working or not, should come close to them.
Yeah.
It's breastfeeding, it's physical contact, and in the West, sometimes they alternate. Is the guy staying at home? No problem. Calculate what works. When you are a team, it's very easy to weigh.
That's true.
What
Again,
works.
the word.
Thank you. So, when it's time of babysitting, the mom needs to stay home for the critical need, that critical period, usually 1 year to 3 years. Depending on the kind of other settings, the speed of development of the child, the health status, and all. Some kids love eating and they're not sick, so they grow very quickly.
Yeah.
Others don't like eating, they're sickly. Take slower, you know. So the thing is, it's not about children that are keeping you home. When it's children, unless you're getting 20 of them, you can't stay home 20 years. Say you are babysitting. So that period of babysitting is calculatable, and you can work. And in fact, with today's work from home possibilities, internet connectivity, you can stay having the baby while still doing a certificate by the side.
That's true.
For those 2 hours a day, you know, while still doing something and pushing another thing over here, you can actually be moving on during that time when you're at home managing something. And I've always been an advocate of saying, don't hand over your child to an outsider you call house help, or those domestic assistants we hire are important to us. But let's remember, being a house help is not a dream job. These people are not there because they dreamt and hoped for their job. It's circumstances that bring them here.
Yeah.
And you don't know what else the circumstances did to them. When my wife was young, the house help was a devil of a person. She would tell them to lie down and spread their legs for her to cut them in half and lift the panga. And if you try to scream again, so they were traumatized.
No.
And that, I'm going to cut into halves. A 2-year-old, 1-year-old. And now, it did not, she did not learn, because I've been threatened, if you report,
Yes,
so they did not repeat.
You can't.
So what happened there? Psychological torture. What happened there? The mother might be busy at work.
Yeah.
Is it worth it? Is it
No, I have chills.
Is it worth it?
No.
So during that time when the child is vulnerable and adjusting, luckily for us kids, when they are young, the first 5 years, they grow rapidly. When they're eating right, they grow very fast. You can't even believe it. You are away for a few months, you come back, they're crawling now. Come back, they're running now. Come back, they're talking now. And the strongest advice I always say is, if you have to work, install surveillance everywhere.
Yeah.
If you had CCTV even inside the bedroom, and I mean everywhere. Nowadays, when we build the houses, we put you don't put it so they can see it. You put it as part of the house.
Yes. Hidden cameras.
And they look like small, but they're lost in the paint.
Yes, that is true.
And they're everywhere because the kid will be everywhere. Outside, inside, you put whatever the kid will be there. You put there and it's on your phone.
Yeah.
You can see. Another thing is so we have said it's very necessary for everyone when the kid is that vulnerable for us to adjust and one of us to be close to them. Sometimes my work might be more relieving so that we can alternate. A few hours I take, a few hours you take off. A few hours, that's part of our destiny, part of our calling, part of our journey as a couple. By the time we budgeted to get a kid, we also budgeted time. We also budgeted those other things.
Yeah.
So we're not talking about staying home to babysit. We're talking about staying home to be provided for. And we are saying, what else did you bring on earth apart from being a wife and a mother maybe? What else did you bring on earth? Did you have dreams to host shows like Mikali does? If Mikali was just comfortably being provided at home, what would the world miss? And if you look at this kind of girl, is she the kind of happily sitting down to be lovey-doveyed?
Feels nice, like maybe for a month.
I know.
A month, can you just baby girl me 1 month? And then after that I'll be like, okay, so
Exactly. That's and if a person doesn't have that restlessness to release their gifts to the world, we call it as a crop of people that I don't know whether they have mutated. They talk. The first instinct is, which century are you in? Today, you're putting all your life in the hands of marriage. And girl wrote to me, I'm 21, I ran away from college, I'm for 30 years to be married, my parents are unhappy.
20 what?
My dad is 21. My parents my dad threatening to curse me. No, forget about your dad and everybody. You're the one cursing yourself. And I post and I realize that people love poverty. Actually they do.
People love poverty.
They do. The people who will just close the eyes and ride feelings and presumptions and it's romance and it's love. They just close their eyes and so I tried to reason. I really put effort.
Oh,
this time I did not get angry. I tried to reason.
Really?
But my conclusion was
that
people who are totally committed to a bad life, poor life, dependency. Those are the ones who will be sitting home. He provides everything. You are a student and that was a chance for you to lay hold of something of the world. The problem is that one woman has merchant ships at sea. She wakes up early, considers a field and buys it. But when they read Proverbs that one, they skip that part. They only talk. She was not a stay home. She had merchandise going on. She caused her husband to be respected. And I always told men, make sure your wife reflects respect to you. One of my boy club, my private, you say, make sure she drives a better car than you.
Oh.
Always make sure. So that I'll check the enrollment.
Okay, good.
So that she's likely to ride around with children more than me.
That is true.
So,
That is true.
they'll go to the around more. So she's carrying all my treasures, really.
Yes.
So make sure they are driving in a more comfortable way. When money comes, always be the second. When money comes first, take care of them first. You can wait a little bit. And for us men, sometimes you are very mechanical. I saw some guys illustrating the flash disc for ladies. Well, it has, just dolls there, beautiful. The same flash disc for a guy. It's the cable and out, and you have to check which part goes in, and he knows how it works, and it's working. So men have that with the cars as well.
Yeah.
Sometimes what they wanted, maybe he has a maniac for. Have you seen guys driving very weird looking cars? Huge, very powerful. What is he doing with it?
Yes.
He has this fantasy for power, earth movers. So he wanted something. If you look at Hammer, the way they made Hammer, it must have been a guy thinking.
Absolutely, I think so too.
So men sometimes have, other fantasies for other things that are not really luxury. And I'm not saying ladies cannot have, but I'm saying the world of cars, men bring a lot of other things there. So it's easier for me to give my family what looks better and more smooth, for their own safety and for their own comfort, but also when they pass around, they'll say, whoever that family, whoever that man is. They
reflect.
So the first reason you can't stay home is because you need to release your gift to the world, impact the world, change the world, your callings as well. Number 2, the purpose of marriage is not consumption. It's release, multiplication. You did not come here to consume what I produce. We came here to join like a rope of 2 strands. A cord of 3 strands is not easily broken. We are 2 and God's the third. God's mission, God's calling is the third. We come together, but His mission is the third strand. We weave a rope that will multiply something to the world. He said the purpose of marriage was to bring godly offspring, children offspring, ideas offspring, businesses offspring, mentorship offspring, love offspring, to show. I was told one guy I had explain from a spiritual angle the purpose of marriage, and he was saying to demonstrate the mystery of the Holy Trinity, how they can be 3 but functioning as 1. You'll be 3. You, the partner, and God, functioning as 1. And saying is how a father can love the son so much that he can send him to go rescue other sons lost in a war-torn country, that he may risk being killed himself, but he will pull him out of it at the end of the day, but he will come back with that family. It's showing how a family can dispatch one of their own to conduct mission while they are working behind the scenes. I don't want to go that direction, but God works behind the scenes even today. If He shows Himself, they'll run away. If He shows up in you, they'll embrace it. Wow, you're so kind. That was so loving of you. Oh my God, I'm so touched. Oh, thank you. It's God appreciating in you, but He came undercover, covered in you. So the Trinity came undercover. One of them showed in human form. But the purpose of us getting married is so that one of us can walk around carrying all of us in disguise and talking on our behalf, and we can agree our voices, we can contact, and it amazes people. Oh my God, you guys have so much harmony. The purpose of getting married isn't to consume, is to multiply, it's to release a new essence into the world, it's to bring another thing that was not. The third reason is because that strategy of stay home, I take care of you, comes from naive and generous men, which are not very harmful to you.
Okay.
But it's more common with narcissists, abusers, people wanted to switch you off, reduce you to nothing, manipulate you to a controllable position, disempower you, and talk like it's romance, but it's really manipulation. Before you realize it, it's too late. You'll be maneuvered into 2 far corners. All assets are in His name. You are nowhere. And years have gone. It's 25 years. Let's repeat this terrible truth. Some things have no solution. There's a damage that can go so far that doctors tell you, unfortunately, at this stage, we can only maintain. There's some social situations that are stage 4. That will go so far thinking it's love. You'll be manipulated so far by the time you come to doctors, they'll tell you, it's unfortunate. There are many motivational speakers who have made people think they can recover from anything. Like that 21-year-old. Was leaving the path to her dreams, to ride a feeling, closing her eyes. Imagine that my marriage, I'm already customarily married. And I knew why our Lord said, the poor you will always have. There are people who love poverty, and the poverty will always have them. They will always be around. Like this one, switching away from, because riding a romantic feeling and closing our eyes doesn't matter, you know. And the third reason is to know you're making yourself available for the worst kind of abuses. And we're not saying you should mistrust. Going to work means you mistrust. No. Just to make sure you have actualized enough to stay defended. Why we put fences in our house, we don't first confirm whether there's a thief around.
No. Doesn't work that way.
Before you lock your car, you know, is that need to lock the car? Do you think
you just lock?
Lock. Put fences in your life. Even if you trust your partner, life can go south or east. One day you can wake up and they're not there. You know, it says in scripture that cursed is the person who puts their trust in the arm of flesh. When you put all your plans, all your abilities, and I've listed only 3, but the reasons are many. As we said, our lessons can only give here a little, there a little, precept upon precept, here line upon line. It's Isaiah 10:28. When you're teaching wisdom, you don't heap it together. It needs to be seeping. You know, see, it's not the thunderstorm that makes grass grow, really. It's the showers, and the showers are quiet. Sometimes the thunderstorm, or the enjoyment, or the laughter, is just an escort of the real thing. Very loud, but just an escort. The real guy comes quietly. And that's why we want to give it in measures. Rain does not come one night and then we are done. It disperse. This week there was rain. Just 2 days, then there was one. That's the rhythm of nature. So when you pick the reason, doesn't mean all others are excluded. When they take you what you can bite and finish, they give you curative medicine, but they tell you can't take it all of it today for you to be cured today, to be spread over. Why are you letting the sickness stay here? Because you need to live slowly. That's the way life operates. So some of our foolishness has to live slowly. Do you know many people who need medication are not those who go for it? People are pushed to hospitals by crisis when it becomes impossible to ignore the pain, and relationships and life is the same. People don't come to watch these shows, those who need it the most. You know, they're pushed by crisis to go look for, you know. That's why you only need to drip, so that when they come, they can listen to that one, they wake up a little bit, take another drip. So this is summary to say, you are a human being first of all before you're a woman. He created them male and female. Man created man, male and female. But that humanness in you needs expression on the earth. You have other roles you may want to play: wife, mother, daughter, those other things. But elsewhere in the world, you have gifts, you have talents. Some of other reasons we'll be listing another day is to stay in touch with the world. The world is always moving at a very fast speed. Technology, always inventing things. When I'm out here working and you're back at home, the new trends, you won't catch on them. Even when you're on social media is not the same. Many people on social media for entertainment. You go to what appeals to you. When you are growing, what appeals to you even on social media changes. It varies, the kind of people you're talking to. And remember, Mwikali, when you've bought a car, bought a house, the best people to discuss with are those who are buying those things as well. It's easier to discuss freely. If somebody is far from owning anything, they're struggling with rent, sharing how you bought your house is oppressive.
It is.
It may remind them of their situation. Unless it's a young person you are motivating. But if it's about friendship, it should be in tandem. So if I'm the guy out here considering things and moving millions, and you're at home there, was never earned this kind of money, discussing it to be very difficult. Even if I can give you a portion to manage to pay here and pay there, make sure you are a team, part of the team. And I repeat, don't divide yourself and force her to go work, me go work. We become a team. We check what is the best thing. But the thing is, as a woman, make sure your hands are on the plow. Whatever is bringing money, whether directly or indirectly, you feel psychologically you are part of it, so that you can ask for your position as a spouse. You can ask to be treated with dignity and honor. You're not just a consumer, you're a contributor. It gives you dignity and honor and respectability. And remember, generally the world will respect you according to how you respect yourself.
That is true.
Generally. By the time you allow yourself to just sit and wait until evening, to ask for every coin is very humiliating.
It is.
For normal human beings. And to ask for us for everything is very humiliating. But when you are a team player, you are allocated your consignment because you are working for it.
That is true.
The family business will pay you because you're working for it. That is your money now.
Nobody
be asking you, how did you spend 20,000? No. How? It was my salary. This time I donated 3,000 to a friend. I made some nails. Thank you. I don't need to tell you that. That's my. It was.
Because it was yours.
Thank you.
Because most of the times you'll see people who are in this situation are comfortable in this situation. They probably feel or think that they do not have something to give or offer. So you've gone back to a place where you do not. You've given sort of like your power completely to somebody else, that they manage you as they manage their properties. So what does that make you?
And you know now your contribution will be missing.
Yes.
Although the court has said whatever you earn when you're married is jointly owned.
It's more than just the money. It's more than that, because I am calling the shots. I'm the one who brings in everything.
Exactly.
Then what are you saying? What are you saying you want? If I want, I can take everything from you because I have given you everything you have.
And people end up saying, this person comes late, don't talk to me. They come home, they're on their phone. I see that they're flirting somebody.
Yes.
You know, they're ignoring me. You know, and I say they're mistreatments that are subtle but very demeaning.
Yes. And they feel entitled to do it. Because after all, what can you do for me? To me. And if I told you to leave, you have nowhere else to go because you have...
It's my job. I'm talking to colleagues because you don't understand that well.
Yes.
One reason you need to work is that you know how the world operates.
Yeah.
When people talk about colleagues, you also have colleagues.
Yeah.
When people mention this, you also have the other one. They mention this, it gives you a sense of dignity. Remember, we said we are teaching ourselves so that we can win at life. Today I want to give you another law, another precept upon precept. You learn these things to avoid the situations of being helpless. In life, avoid the situations where you are helpless. Put systems that will sustain you afloat and give you a measure of control over your future, so that you are never in a crisis of helplessness, that you are at the mercies of whoever who want to eat you up, whoever who drop anything to you. Those who feed you can poison you, can starve you, can withdraw it. Avoid any situation in this world that might make you helpless.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Baby girl, you have something to offer. Imagine you do. You have it inside you. So don't sit back and be like, oh, you know, but he's bringing everything. I don't have to do anything. You can do something. You must do something. And as we come to the end of this, the person you're marrying is not coming to just be a supporting character in your story. Sawa. They have their own story to live out too. Supporting you as a partner doesn't mean abandoning their ideas to help build yours. It means to craft a motif of a joint life that grows both of your dreams into one glorious story. Again, teamwork. You carve intertwining paths that head the same general direction but don't swallow each other. You make it a joint dance, a rhythmic march to traverse the landscape of your life as a conjoined duo. And for this reason, you must resist anyone who asks you to sit down and support them, because they will provide. Yeah? Watch out for that. Your own dreams can never grow like that, and you don't just pursue dreams for money, but because they're the reason you came to earth. That's your purpose. Never allow anyone to cancel the meaning for your existence in the name of marriage or in the name of providing. You both have songs to sing to the world. The goal of marriage is to form a duo and harmonize so that both your voices are heard in your generation. Nobody is supposed to silence the other. Nobody should silence you.